Happy President's Day. Late, one day late. Good morning, it's Tuesday, February the 18th, and this is The Drill. Thank you. I'm Ron, your host and the only true conservative in the United States today. Unlike those who pretend to know socialism, I actually do know socialism because I grew up in a socialist household. My podcast is short, approximately 5 to 10 minutes long, because shorter podcasts are easier to download and listen to. I've been listening to Rush Limbaugh since '89, to Sean Hannity since he became syndicated, and Hugh Hewitt, Glenn Beck, and Joe Pags for about the past 5 years. My podcast is made available through Spreaker and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. Today, the tweet of the day: my socialist foster mother, don't be a subversive, and emphasize the positive. All that when I come back. Thank you. Welcome back. Tweet of the day from Mayor Garcetti. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Grateful to celebrate at the job I love, serving the city I love, alongside this incredibly dedicated team. The interesting part of this tweet is that he fails to acknowledge himself, his own existence. I assume that the mayor is grateful for the celebration of his birthday, but using the tweet as a guide, we can't be sure. If your birthday is being celebrated, Mr. Mayor, why not acknowledge that? Why not use the pronouns such as I, me, and mine? Does this have something to do with process philosophy, de-emphasizing people, places, and events in favor of process? Or is this false humility, a chance to deny yourself in favor of the job, the city, and the team? I responded to the mayor's tweet by asking him for clarification, but none is forthcoming at this time. When I come back, Comrade Foster Mom. Thank you. What essentially made my foster mom socialist was her steadfast refusal to acknowledge her own wants and needs. My foster mother, whose name was Gerda, expected everyone in the family to be ego-free and do everything for the benefit, not of themselves, but for the benefit of the family. This led to some very bad ways of communicating, where Gerda would actually demand that we do something and then get mad at us for complying, saying, "Why do I have to tell you what to do? Why don't you use some initiative?" This contradiction was always depressing. Up next, don't be a subversive. Thank you very much. One of the ways socialists have an effect on our culture is by encouraging each one of us to be subversive, to act like we are in charge, like we are the supervisor. We are encouraged to see something, say something. Beyond that, we are encouraged to exceed our authority, to act like or pretend to be the CEO, the supervisor. By using subterfuge, we can undermine and, more importantly, operate with apparent impunity. We expect then to effect change for everyone but ourselves. We expect that the bosses will suffer the consequences while we will keep our pay and benefits. This is the exact situation with Lieutenant Colonel Windman of the National Security Council, NSC, who helped blow the whistle on President Trump. Lieutenant Colonel Windman's aim was to get the president punished while he kept his job, in violation of metaphysical law number 6, that every action has consequences. Of course the scheme failed, and Lieutenant Colonel Windman suffered the consequences of his actions through reassignment. Up next, emphasize the positive. Thank you. The analysis of President Trump's State of the Union speech shows a tendency of conservatives to comment on negative events that stand out. People refusing to clap, etc., rather than concentrate on the positives. It's important to notice and comment on the positives of the speech in order to be realistic and keep conservative morale high. How can you hope to influence people that are depressed and demoralized? How can you hope to influence people that are convinced by your actions that we can't win? And we can't win because even when President Trump does something outstanding, our own people won't acknowledge it. Back in a minute. Welcome back. Who is the true conservative? He is the person that understands that conservatism is not just about politics, but culture as well. He's not selfish, but minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He's patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He's open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential, not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn or correct his mistakes. He is a normal American, and he is better than the socialist. He's a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you are wasting your time. That brings me to the end of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. Think about it.